TikTok setup. All right, so now we are everywhere. Let me adjust that a little bit. All right, good morning, y'all. A little, a little tad bit later. I was trying to do like the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. streams, but I went to the gym last night, so I went pretty late. So, at least it's for a good reason. I was kind of sad because like I haven't been to the gym in a long time, so I had lost my strength, and I was trying to do too much, almost pulled a muscle. So I gotta take my time and build it back up. Okay, we got Sag. So y'all know the drill. You just drop your signs in the chat. First come, first serve. Even those of you that are on my Twitch and Kick. So y'all can drop your signs as well. I know it's not as many on there. Hey y'all, good morning. Okay, so y'all know I got a couple of messages. So in the Sag reading yesterday, the advice was Aquarius, right? And I remember when I did the Aquarius reading, it was about intuition and it was about not following it the first time. So that did occur to me, but it wasn't in a way that anything bad happened because I was still protected. And I feel like that's why our advice was not to worry, right? We would have pulled like superstition defense if you needed to say no to something, block something out, or worry about it. So it didn't end up being a bad thing. And literally what it was what I thought, but I was trying to be like optimistic, like, oh no, I'm overthinking it. But I was right. So it was like a phishing attempt on like my info. So it's not like anything bad happened. So you didn't need to be concerned. I don't know if anybody else went through that, but that was one thing that I noticed. And then another thing that I noticed, y'all. So I kept getting the information like for Sagittarius having knowledge about spirituality. And clearly I'm a Sag, so I try to make that message as general as possible because everybody doesn't do readings. And I was like, well, how would I make that fit for, another Sagittarius, right? So I was scrolling on TikTok. Y'all know I always find a reference to it. So I was scrolling on TikTok, and I know y'all heard all dramas surrounding like Cheyenne Bryant being a fake doctor or whatever, and she supposedly got this doctorate degree from some religious school, right? So the person who's debunking that whole theory is a Sagittarius, Mark Lamont Hill. And I saw a clip of his podcast where he's like interviewing somebody that claims to be the president of like this religious university. They granted her a doctoral degree or whatever. And the dude is like basically saying they didn't reference her classes, they didn't check her records, nothing. They just basically gave her a degree. And so basically the segment was about him pretty much debunking the fact like, okay, you don't have the degree at all. You didn't earn the degree. So I found that very interesting. I was like, okay, so that's somewhere how that could apply, even though that has nothing to do like with me or what I'm talking about. So, and I don't know, I'm not sure what Cheyenne Bryant's sign is. Actually, let's look that up. Let me see. Let's Google because I don't know what her birthday is. Let me see if it's a Libra. What is she a Libra? What's September 6th? She is a Libra. Is that a Libra? No, that's a Virgo. That's a Virgo. All right, September 6th is a Virgo. All right, so that was interesting. I just had that out there. All right, now that I got that out of the way, continue dropping your signs in the chat. Because I like to see when it applies to somebody outside of me. All right, so drop y'all signs in the chat, and then we will do it in that order. All right, we got Sagittarius, so I know everybody's not a Sag. We got like 3-4 Sages in here today. Ooh. Oopsies, what I do? There we go. Hold on. Let me fix. Okay, there we go. All right, we got a Virgo, Gemini. Now, if you're new here, these readings are going to be about 10 to 15 minutes each for each sign. So if you're watching on TikTok and you miss your zodiac sign or you can't wait, this will be time stamped up on my YouTube channel. My Kick people, I believe Kick saves it. But yes, so I'm on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for following, by the way, and sharing. I appreciate y'all. You say you will not be last this time. Sag is normally first, honestly. It's normally like Sag and Leo. They normally get to be first 9 times out of 10. I have a lot of Sages on here. Also, just really quick, y'all know I'm in process of getting the tarot deck, so I'm excited about that. It's imprinting. So yeah, it says it's estimated to be here August 4th. I'm also considering doing an oracle deck because I don't really, now Hip Hop Queens, I like that deck. But I don't really, some oracle decks I really don't like. So said Virgo, Sun, Scorpio, Moon. I can put Scorpio as well. We got Leo. Thank you, Danita. I appreciate that. Let me put, we got Leo and Scorpio. Y'all can always put multiple signs as well. Y'all can put your rising, all that good stuff. Oh, you love my earrings? They're in my store. Check them out. Thank you. I have the zodiac jewelry in there, some earrings and some spiritual stuff. Florida Waters. Thank you for the gift on TikTok. All right, we got a Capricorn. Again, these take about 10-15 minutes, y'all. July 6th was that Cancer. Sometimes y'all got to put the sign, y'all. I don't know. I just happen to know Cancer, but I don't always know the ranges, even though you may assume I should, but I do not. All right, so far we got Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus. Also, to my TikTok people, please do not get scammed. This is my only page. I will never DM you. The only way y'all can get readings is through my website. It is linked in my bio. You just purchase it like you purchase any other item. I email you right away, and you will get a 30-minute tarot reading on YouTube. It's unlisted. Nobody else can see it unless you share the link with them. And you can, I would recommend like maybe up to four questions, 3 or 4. 3 is most time efficient, but you know, if you really got a lot of questions. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so what we missing? We got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. We got Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. All right, so the last 2 is just Aquarius and Pisces. So I'm just going to write them in their regular like order or whatever. All right. All right, y'all, we can get started. Sagittarius. All right. Good morning, y'all. Hope y'all having a good day. All right, we'll stick with these. The Moonology cards, they're a little iffy, so I will set them to the side for now. All right, so what is the energy surrounding, what's the center of your reading, Sagittarius is? Let's see. What's the center of your reading? Okay, luck. All right, so an opportunity, things going well for you, something working out in somebody's favor. This can also be timing. All right, what role do you play here in this luck scenario? What's your current energy? Uh-oh, so you got pride. No, I'm just playing. All right, so you got pride, Sagittarius. You could be proud of yourself. You could be ignoring like something petty, some sort of conflict, but you know, make sure you're not doing anything out of pride or ego that's like detrimental or anything like that. But let's see. So what do you have too much pride for? And then we're going to see what your luck is here. Okay. Oh, Aquarius. So that was your advice yesterday. You know what I would say about that advice yesterday too is about perspective. That's what they rule. And that's what I was explaining was like, okay, so this is the thing. It's about finding a fine line between being an overthinker and actually being concerned. All right, so it's about like kind of, you can still do your research or whatever, but there's no need to overthink. Like I gave y'all the example that occurred to me earlier, right? Like I didn't need to be worried about what happened. And then I literally had thought like, oh, let me change this or let me protect this. So it's like you didn't need to be worried or concerned that something bad would happen, but Aquarius is they're warriors. So they kind of, but I wouldn't say it's always in a bad way. It can prepare them and protect them ahead of time. All right. And then don't forget also, like I said too, I believe like all the signs are encompassing of the signs before them, right? So they encompass all the signs that come before them. So Aquarius has the experience that you have, Sagittarius, including Capricorn, and then their own energy. So just make sure, like, if they do give you like advice, but we're going to continue and clarify, but just, don't feel like you're too good to listen or like you're above listening to them. But we're going to clarify. Like I said, it just depends. All right. So let's see. First of all, what is your luck? What's occurring for you? And we'll see what's going on out of Pride or Ego. Okay, no, innovation. All right. So what's occurring for you is innovation. You are able to create something. What have you been able to create here? So something looks like it's working out, but let's see. You've been able to create guidance, the Three of Cups. You could have people listening to you. Now, that does not negate the fact that you still need to listen to other people. But I feel like in this case, you were able to get people to hear you out. All right, let's see. What might you be doing out of pride or ego? Okay, sexuality is Gemini energy. So Gemini is your opposite sign, which is still like a Mercury energy. Is still thinking, making a decision, being logical. That's interesting. All right. So what energy so you're still in air energy. You're still being logical. But Gemini is ruled by Mercury and Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is more like harsh lessons, something a little more strict. So that can be why sometimes they're a little more worried, if you will. A Gemini with Mercury is more, how do I explain it? Like, I don't want to say thought provoking, but kind of like a little more innovative in their thinking. It's a lot, probably like a lot more quicker thoughts and things like that. All right, so what energy should you be in? What other energy should you be in, Sagittarius? Okay, so you got mystery. So that was your advice before. So you could be hiding something. I'm also getting to look into something, but let's see what what would you be hiding? Now, pride can also be you're showing something off. So if you're showing something off here that you're coming up with, you're showing it off to the group. I would be mindful of that. But let's see. So what do you need to hide? And we'll see how we're going to work that into the reading without messing that up. Okay. All right. Who do you need to hide that from? Okay, so the reason you're hiding it looks like there's somebody that's regretful. Okay. So in the midst of this, somebody, and I don't know if it's the Aquarius, but in the midst of something, somebody around you is regretful or sad, and that's why you have to hide something. What do they okay, what do they regret? Again, this can be somebody that's in the crowd. Aquarius is rule groups of people too. All right, so what do they regret here? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to say this has something to do most likely with your career, but let's get the tarot. So we're going to use this Hoodoo Tarot. Thank y'all for all the likes, y'all. It sounds like the person you're avoiding that you blocked. If you're on TikTok, this will be up on my YouTube as well, y'all. It'll be timestamped. We're on Sagittarius right now. We're going in order of first come, first serve. So that's why it's out of order. All right, so let's see. Okay, so first of all, this must be you. If you're coming out as innovation and we have the Emperor, something actually works out where there is a system that's protected. It's working out well and you've mastered it. So that's a little different than innovation. Innovation means you have all the tools to make something work. The Emperor is when you actually use those tools and it was able to work out for you. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, literally. What is your luck? Innovation. So you were able to create this. I feel like too there's something about for some people there's something about your appearance. I feel like too, something did inspire you here, but I feel like you're going to have to hide what inspired you. That is what, and I'm not going to explain what it was. Yeah, there's your intuition. This is literally what I was talking about earlier. So your intuition is right. You're looking, I feel like you're looking back at something that you know was correct. So you've kind of mastered that. All right, you got the Six of Pentacles of Temperance. Yeah, and then the Ace of Pentacles. You're like investing in yourself, or you're trusting your intuition to give yourself something. All these cards are about you. Now, when you have pride, pride is Leo energy. So the fire signs that we have out right now, we got Aries and Sagittarius, right? So with the pride energy, that could be about showing something off. I wouldn't show anything off. Your advice is mystery. So skip that part. Keep doing what you're doing. You are correct. Some of you could also be helping another Sagittarius if you know one, passing down information, giving them assistance. But the High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, and the Temperance, I feel like you're putting money into yourself. All right. Depend on also what other Sag placements you have. Like if you're a Sag rising, you're putting money into your public appearance or into your appearance. If there's anything dealing with an Aries, I feel like there's an energy where your energy can be attached to them as well. I get Aries and Sagittarius together a lot, but I feel like you're the one that you're able to create here. All right, so you do have all the elements that you're wondering about. Let's see what else your intuition is telling you, Sagittarius. And y'all know I always like when the High Priestess comes out in your reading. That means you're following your intuition. All right. All right, so let's see. What is your intuition telling you here? Also, TikTokers, don't get scammed by fake accounts. When we get up to 80 people in the live, that means going to be some fake accounts DMing y'all, okay? I'm not going to DM you. That is not me. All right, so the only way you can get a reading is the link in my bio. I will not DM y'all. Oh, shit, we got two Sagittarius saying they blocked Aries. I blocked an Aries, too. But my father's also an Aries, so that's a positive Aries for me. But I definitely blocked an Aries as well. But this is about, this is more so, when I say innovator and the Emperor, this is about really like mastering something that you've made yourself, created yourself. Something is a solid plan. You know yourself very well. You've created something that you're able to protect as well. The Emperor is about protecting ourselves and protecting the things that we've manifested. All right, so that is the main thing. So what else is your intuition telling you to do now? We know to hide something, keep something a secret here. I don't see Aquarius energy out here in this reading this time. So I do want to clarify that. But like I said, you are putting your time, your energy, your effort, your money into yourself. All right. We do see the Ace of Pentacles as well. So I want to get clarity on what that opportunity could be too. All right. So what else is your intuition telling you to do here? So you got emotions and knowledge. Okay. You could be managing your emotions. What do you have information about or knowledge about? Okay, you got rebellion and self-love. So I feel like there's something about you controlling your emotions and knowing how to make yourself comfortable and calming yourself down. All right, so I feel like that's a big component of this. What is the Ace of Pentacles here for you? Hey there, Henry. Welcome. Oh, okay, spirituality. Yeah, I mean, I use, so you got spirituality, transition, and attitude. So I feel like, too, I've always told y'all that spirituality is separate than your intuition. Like I said, we already were in our intuitive gifts here. We didn't need, like the situation that I was in, right? I didn't need to pull cards like, oh, should I worry about this? What is this about? I knew something was off. That's intuition. All right. So you're going to, I still use a mix of both, clearly. But I'm just letting you know, I feel like you're going to realize you don't have to depend solely on spirituality. So let's clarify what the inspiration card is here as well. I hadn't had nails on for a while, y'all. Yeah, Virgo is next, I think. Let me not lie to you. Yes, Virgo is next. All right, so let's see. What did you have too much pride to do? What is inspiration real quick? Interesting. Okay, we gotta figure out, because it's like they're holding on to something, but you're doing something where you're giving something to yourself or you're giving something to another Sagittarius, and that's what you're supposed to do. Because that's your intuition. Like your intuition is feeding into you. But I feel like Aquarius energy, they would be holding on to something. Now, let's not forget, too, you have luck. So maybe they had an opportunity that maybe they couldn't use or they didn't use. Yeah, the moon, the three of swords, and then the queen of swords. They may have maybe they cut something off prematurely. Let's see what else Aquarius energy is here. What did they do? Or... Okay, resistance. So there could be a scenario where they resisted their own intuition. But let's see, what do they resist here? So you're like, no, I'm not going to resist that. I'm not going to do that, or something along those lines. Oh, resisted defense. I said the Emperor is protecting yourself. I think their advice, I gotta check it out, but I feel like their advice yesterday was to block something out because they were in the Empress and it was time to protect something. So they actually resisted protecting something or blocking something out, even though they should. Okay, so, and if you don't know an Aquarius, this is just what you're realizing. You did block something out, you did protect yourself from something, but what were they supposed to block out? Now, I did have mystery, so I might not say too much. Oh, fight. So you are supposed to be in pride. The pride is the Six of Wands. Fight is the Five of Wands. They were supposed to block out a distraction, a conflict. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. I feel like it's a conflicted mindset or internal conflict. Okay, really quick, because this reading is less about them, but I just want to make sure. We'll get to Aquarius is like second to last, so... what were they conflicted about? Oh, self-love. Okay. Yeah, and emotions. And that's what you did. Okay, so they could have been conflicted about whether or not to protect something for themselves, block something out. So that's the energy that we're in here. So you were able to protect yourself. All right. It's interesting because I wonder what emotions have to do with it. Because it's like you are in place of all the air and water. So your mind was able to control your emotions. So that's why you're in Gemini energy. I'm also getting to, if you're in Gemini energy versus Aquarius, you're doing something thinking in the moment. Aquarius is more forward thinking, or like what will happen if. It's also more long-term thinking. So you're more so thinking like in the moment, like, okay, let me think quicker, or a quick decision. Okay, that's interesting. Also, what I will say, but I mean, Aquarius is a masculine sign because it's air, but with you having Gemini and it being the sexuality card with the Emperor, I feel like you are employing more masculine energy. Like I said, that's the defensive part, the protection part. All right. And I want to clarify, it's protection of self, because it does not automatically mean that all men are protectors, but that's a story for another time. Okay, so let's see. What is the outcome for you, Sagittarius? And then we'll go on to Virgo next. What's the outcome for you, Sagittarius? Okay, you got knowledge and respect and superstition. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, personality and angel. That's what I was meaning. That's what I was saying. Like Aquarius, they may be overthinkers. And I feel like the overthinking may come from a time where they did not protect themselves. Or like something like that. So it's not that they're wrong. Sometimes they're right. But it can be rooted in an overthinking type of energy. So if your advice is ever, like yesterday, like I said, your advice was Aquarius. If you do get that energy, it's not about that you have to be nervous or worried, but I would get other people's perspectives, research something, look into something further before jumping into it. All right, so that was Sagittarius. All right, so this is Virgo is next. So Sagittarius, just to reiterate, you did have the High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, and the Temperance, which means something that you're doing today or maybe like overnight, early tomorrow. That is a very good idea. You are on the right track, so do not, don't doubt yourself. All right, so just to reiterate the order, we did Sag. We're going to do Virgo, Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, and Pisces. So Virgo is next. Thank y'all for following. Thank y'all for liking. By the way, if you're on TikTok, this will be up on YouTube. Timestamp, don't get scammed. This is my only page. All right, what's the center of your reading, Virgos? What's the center of your reading, Virgos? Okay, respect. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. All right, this can also have something to do with rules, regulations, something being set in stone. I'm also getting fixed energy, natural resources that you have at your disposal. All right, so what role do you play here, Virgos, in your own reading? Okay, knowledge. All right, so you already have wisdom. You guys represent the Hermit, which means you have experienced something, you've gone through it. You have the information that you need. If you are questioning anything, I would just, this is a card of doing extra research or kind of confirming, what else you need to, like confirming what you already know. All right, what are you knowledgeable about in this case, Virgos? And what should you do with this knowledge? What should you do with this knowledge? Superstition. Okay, so now you should be concerned. Okay. See how there's a difference there. Okay, so also I'm learning this hustle card is a little different than what I was thinking too. But I feel like in this case, you know that something costs money, or you know that somebody's trying to take your money. You need to be concerned about that. You know that. I feel like too, okay, how do I want to explain this? Let's clarify first. What should you be concerned about, Virgo? Because you know something costs money. You know that you would have to pay for something, or you know that somebody would want maybe your money. I feel like too, you know something is worth money. So if you have a certain thing going for you and you know that it's worth money, you need to protect that. All right, so what should you be concerned about, Virgos? Resistance. The Aquarius came out as resistance. If you guys know an Aquarius, all right, but you should be concerned about resisting what? Don't resist what you already know. Remember that. Okay, so you've got sexuality, determination, transition, and then skill. Okay, so now we've got Gemini to Libra. So this is the thing, right? If you have a thought, right, you have an idea, implement that idea. You've been focusing on this idea, or you have the information, or you already know better. It's time to implement it. You're going from Gemini to Libra. All right. Yeah, Libra again. And then there's your intuition. So it's basically like the initial thought is going to cause a trickle effect, or even doing some research is going to cause a trickle effect where you start to follow your intuition. Okay. What do we have respect for here? Of course, your own self-respect and things like that. So, okay, so you have inspiration. There's pride and then truth. So you have respect for, I don't know if you know a Sag and an Aquarius, but literally that Sag and Aquarius reading. But now it's kind of switched. So, all right, so let's see. So like I said, in the Sag reading, they were this energy. All right, you should be concerned about resisting this energy. This energy caused them to follow their intuition. All right, so let's see. That's your thought process. It's like if an idea pops in your head, you need to research that idea, do further, research on that idea, things like that. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we got all the signs on the list, y'all. I'll let y'all know the order. All right, so there's a Knight of Wands, there's a Sagittarius, Ace of Wands, there's a Temperance. So we talked about them being inspired here. I feel like, too, there's the High Priestess on the bottom. There's the intuition. I feel like too, what inspired the Sagittarius to calm their emotions or calm down is they may have used to rush into something. The Knight of Wands is like an impulsive energy moving forward, and that kind of inspired them to calm down. The Temperance, yeah, the Emperor, literally. Something inspired the Sagittarius to protect themselves, the Emperor. All right, Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. There's the Empress. And yesterday I was mentioning that the Aquarius was in the Empress energy. They did not block something out. All right, so in your reading, you may watch this. You can be the Empress, but somebody is watching this occur. I feel like, too, if this is within you and you have, like, these placements, you're watching this moment occur. Like, you need to protect it. You're like, okay, bet, I'm going to go ahead and protect that now. All right. I'm not sure where you are down here, though. All right, so let's see. What's your energy down here? Okay, right now you're fluidity. So right now you're experimenting with things. But see, that causes like some sort of mental conflict here. So don't resist. What thoughts are you having? I feel like, too, do not resist the masculine and the feminine. You need both things together. So don't feel like you're being overly masculine or overly whatever. The protection part is your masculine side. It could be an energy where you don't believe in that. Like, you're like, no, there is no feminine and masculine within me or something. Or you just think you're only feminine or something like that. But yeah, it's about protecting yourself. That's literally what it is. So I feel like, too, do not resist thinking for yourself. Gemini energy is Mercury. That is your own initial thoughts. So that is how you think, that is how you make your own decisions. So I feel like if you're in a space right now, you're able to make these own decisions for yourself. That is what ends up causing you to follow your intuition. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Positive Light. All right. So what inspired, in this case, the Temperance really quick, because that came out. Courage, change, and defiance. Okay, let's see what you should be concerned about. So this is the thing, right? They may have done something where they were courageous. They weren't afraid. And they kind of fell off the ledge. And it's like, okay, wait, let me slow down and protect myself. All right, so let's see. What might you need to be concerned about here for yourself? You know, it's resisting your own thought patterns, resisting thinking for yourself, resisting making your own decisions. Ooh. Now, also, if you have respect for an Aquarius, you might not want to, you might kind of take their word for things. Yeah, damn, as soon as I said it, there's a Hierophant. So there's a respect. All right, the 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and then there's the Emperor. So here's the respect part. Now we're giving something to the person that is protecting themselves. So they are able to protect themselves now. We're giving, or we're being generous. I feel like there's a group of people over here paying attention to, or following this rule. Everybody's following this rule. So that's Aquarius energy, where everybody is conjoined, or everybody in that group is following the same standard. What else is the rule here with Aquarius? What else is the rule that everybody is following? It definitely has to deal with emotions, with, yeah, love. Okay. What is the Emperor doing? Because that keeps kind of coming out. I feel like that's protecting. Okay, peace. They're calm. Yeah, peace, humor. There's intuition. You know what else, too, I would say is that your intuition may feel more peaceful than anxiety. It's not going to be as anxious as you think. Love. Okay. What other energy should you be in, Virgos? All right, yeah, focus. What else should you focus? What's best for you to focus on? Or let's see. Don't get distracted. What do you need to focus on here? Yeah, there's the hustle part. If there's a Leo involved, I wouldn't give a Leo any money here. Hustle and strength and versatility. I would not give a Leo any money. or somebody, like somebody's spending too much money. I also would focus on like a repetitive payment, making sure that your money is not going into the wrong area. So check payments, check and make sure that, you know, something that's linked to a card or linked to a bank account or linked to some information, like make sure that that's not being tampered with or touched. Or let's see what else you should focus on here. What's this here? There's the Justice in the Moon. So we pulled the Justice a couple of times. Yeah, there's the Three of Swords. There's the Queen of Swords again. So that's the resisting the defense part. Like, that's the part where we're not. So here we are there. Okay. I was going to say it's going in order. You have the Justice, the Death card, but then you have Leo and then Sagittarius. Leo was already supposed to come. Like, we're talking about the order of things. So it's like, don't try to fix something too late, or don't try, like, something tries to be restored here. All right, but yeah, I wouldn't put any money, because I'm also getting too, something is causing you to ignore your intuition. What would cause you to ignore it? Power, okay. Power, personality, and courage. So like I said, the root of your reading, you are supposed to be superstitious. You are supposed to be concerned about something. So if you're on like a, oh, I don't need to be afraid or blah, 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 you do actually need to look into something. All right? I'm telling you now, you need to look into something. All right, y'all know Leo hasn't been done. We did Sag and Virgo, and then we have Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, and Pisces. Again, if you're on TikTok, this will be up on my YouTube time stamped. Hello, Philip. All right, so let's see. You was tired of going to jail. I just saw that. Please don't go to jail, y'all. Does he remember cheating the whole time with that girl? Yeah. I don't need cards for that. They know what they're doing, guys. If you're ever asking me about anybody cheating on you, they know exactly what they were doing. It's not... That is a myth. Oh, I didn't know. It was an accident. They knew exactly what they were doing. Do you know how many steps it takes to cheat on somebody? It's a lot of steps that goes into that, y'all. You got to meet the person. You got to get their number. You got to talk to them. And a man, they got to convince the woman to have sex with them. That's really the kicker. They got to convince her to have the sex. So it's not no accident. You say he said he was drunk and can't remember. So how you knew? He know what he did. I've been drunk a lot. And if I didn't want to have sex with somebody, I didn't have sex with them. It has nothing to do with alcohol, y'all. He knew what he was doing. All right, let's see. Oh, let me timestamp it for Gemini. It takes a lot of steps to cheat, y'all. All right, so let's see. What's the energy surrounding the Geminis? You said that's what helped calm you down because you didn't want to go back to jail. Let's see. What's the energy surrounding the Geminis here? Okay, fight. All right, so, okay, y'all. Y'all might be a little dramatic today. All right, so fighting, conflicts, a distraction. What is the fight about here? What are we fighting about? Superstition. So I literally just told Virgo not to trust something. All right, if you're dealing with a Virgo, you and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury. All right, so but in your reading, if we're talking about a Virgo, I already told them what not to do. All right, but I feel like if you're conflicted about whether or not to trust something, we'll figure out what that is. I feel like there is an argument about what's real and what is fake. Yeah, superstition, vision, and superstition. There's intuition. What does this say? Oh, okay. All right, so superstition, vision, superstition, intuition, and courage, and humor. All right, but we're fighting about a superstition. We're arguing about whether or not something is true or not. Somebody could be embarrassed, but what role do you play here, Geminis? Okay, so your transition. What is your starting point? Okay, so you're starting out as pride. What did you have too much pride to do here in your reading? So you start off by, okay, so you have too much pride to be defiant. All right, so you're like, I'm not going to break this rule. I'm too good to be breaking that rule. I'm too good to be jealous, envious. That, hey, that makes sense. All right, so let's see. What are you transitioning to, Geminis? What are you transitioning to? Mood. Okay, so now you're kind of sad or regretful. So you may regret doing something out of pride or ego. So this looks like maybe you were supposed to break this rule then. What? Okay, so what is the rule here? Or maybe you're like, I'm too proud to be jealous, or I'm not jealous or something. Oh, okay. So you went against leadership, or you're like, no, I'm not going to listen to that. What was somebody leading you to do here? Vision, to see something. So somebody's like, hey, Gemini, okay, what do they want you to see here? Now, let's remember, you're in transition. So you're not at mood yet. You're not at the place where you're at a regret. So if you still have time to implement whatever somebody is telling you to see or look into or pay attention to, I would do that. So what is somebody trying to get you to see here or observe? Yeah, the fight. That's what this is literally the center of your reading, is the fight, the conflict, the distraction. That is what somebody's trying to get you to see. What might you regret with mood? They're like, don't you see that's a distraction, or don't you see that's a conflict, or oh, okay. What might you regret? You do have Aquarius, so you got inspiration, self-esteem, and passion. So you might, something may make you feel insecure, or something may make you feel left out of a group here. All right, let's see. Let's clarify. You said Remy Ma's a Gemini. Child, they be fighting every 5 minutes over over papoose. All right, let's get 8 cards. Let's see. That's a lot of Geminis though that don't listen, I would say. All right, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles. So here's the entire group here. I feel like somebody's trying to put money into something so that they can be accepted by a group, or they want to be a part of this group here, the Ten of Pentacles. All right, there's the King of Wands, the Judgment, the Hangman. There it is, the Ten of Swords. So all of a sudden we have a new perspective. Somebody is telling you, and I feel like they're telling you the truth with the King of Wands, because it looks like it's coming from experience. I'm also getting it's going to give somebody a new perspective on something for themselves as well. And that's why they're relaying the message, is what it looks like, the Hangman. So what are you doing? What did you do out of pride here real quick? Ooh. This keeps coming out, y'all. Three of Swords, Queen of Swords, Aquarius energy. Okay, let's see. I don't know if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, but they can see you. You did something, you gave somebody something, and now if it's not a Sag, they can see the truth about something. You know, I feel like what's ironic about the Sagittarius kind of jumping off the ledge and doing something is because they did something quickly, they found out the issue even quicker. It's almost like because somebody didn't stall and they rushed and they got the information quicker. This could be a Virgo too because they came out as knowledge with the King of Wands twice. That's like confidence, information, being very sure, seeing the truth about something. What is this over here? That's what I keep getting, that Aquarius energy. So there's like a group here. There's a group of people. I feel like that it's almost like, okay, let's clarify. I'm not going to force it. So what did somebody have? What was somebody's old perspective here? Because they're sharing the information with you. Personality and resilience. Okay, what is their new perspective? They're trying to... Guidance, hustle, and passion. So we told Virgo not to spend money on that. Now, Sagittarius, okay, so now we have an innovation and a finesse. So Sag was innovation. They were putting money into themselves or putting money into another Sag or a like-minded person. I feel like if we're going to compare, this person's actually doing something. We're able to catch the fake. So somebody is letting you know that. Somebody's like, look, you, okay, let's see. Somebody's like, pay attention to this. This is the fake or this is the copy. With finesse, what is somebody's intended outcome? Yeah, courage. Exactly. That is the thing. You're supposed to feel comfortable, courageous, jump out there, but I feel like that's why the conflict is there. You have to choose when to be concerned and when not to be. So I'm going to say this too. I didn't pull the spirituality card, but I don't see intuition here. So right now, we're not really following our instincts. Part of us may feel like, okay, I'm Gemini, I'm ready to go. I'm not scared of nothing. But there is an energy where you should be concerned about something. What is the distraction? It's almost like something distracts you from being concerned. We want to make you feel comfortable. Like, that's the intended outcome, is to make somebody feel comfortable. What are they supposed to have the courage to do here? Okay, confidence. It could be because we pulled hustle. I feel like somebody is supposed to expose their resources or expose themselves. What actually occurs here? We know it's probably superstition or something like that. All right, so there's, yeah, fluidity, sexuality, skill. Somebody keeps doing research on something or they get a new thought pattern. So now something doesn't look right. Now they're like, wait, hold on. That doesn't make sense. Let me look into this. So now we're going to the next step of finding out more information. What is distracting somebody from being concerned here? Dominance. What are they controlling? Maybe they're trying to control their emotions. Yeah, versatility. There's hustle and strength again. There's something about not giving. Somebody's so concerned about controlling, like giving somebody money here, that they're not concerned. Like literally, I see somebody putting a lot of energy and effort into giving somebody money. Or putting money into another individual. If there's a person like on the outside looking in, right, and they're supposed to be worried, concerned, they're so distracted by the fact that like an Aquarius is giving a Leo money, or they're so distracted by somebody or wanting to pay for something, or now it could be the other way around, that they're so distracted by receiving money. Like, okay, bet I'm going to receive all this money, so let me just do this, that, and the third. Let me, like, it could be an idea where they think it's going to make a lot of money and they're not concerned at all about losing any. But I feel like in this scenario, somebody has already told you, like, look, this is a distraction. Like, you're distracted or you're conflicted. I feel like too, if you are in a position where you're like, no, I don't want them to give that to that Leo. I don't want that Leo to get paid. Like somebody does not want a Leo to receive something. And that's why they were so distracted and they're not paying attention to what's going on. So something's about like watching what somebody else is getting or watching what somebody else has here. Let me clarify that too. I feel like too, there could be a woman giving something to a Leo and somebody's not paying attention at all to something that they should be concerned about. Yeah, see, somebody's like, okay, you know what else too? There is an element of when something's too difficult, somebody actually goes and gets information. They're like, wait, why? Why is that difficult? Something should go smoother. Why is it so difficult? Let me get more information. Like, think about it like this, right? When you know how to do something, it's like that. You're not questioning it. If it's like a system that's set up and that system makes sense, it's going to go like that. If there's a system that doesn't work or something doesn't make sense and it's taking a long time, you have to go get more information. But let's not forget, you're in transition. So here's mood. You have, literally, you have the opportunity to change this. I feel like if somebody around you has been giving you information, you're like, don't you see the distraction? Don't you see the conflict? Don't you see this? Because this is somebody telling you. I don't think it's me. I'm just saying it's somebody around you that's telling you. They've already told you, like, look, I'm also like, this could be about a physical fight, competition. Somebody is trying to open your eyes up here, Gemini. I feel like you need to pay attention to this. You may not want to listen to that person. All right, so what other energy should you be in here? Yeah, mood. I think you need to not, there's something, you need to pay attention to your emotions here. I feel like too, I do remember a different reading, like a reading of either yesterday or a couple days ago where I said you guys are putting like kind of, you want to prove that you did something all on your own. It's like you want to come off as a 10 of Wands. You want to come off like you can handle a lot. Or like you've been through a lot. That's kind of what you want to prove or something like that. All right, what's the outcome here for you? Or that you put a lot of work in for something. You got respect, humor, fluidity, and defiance. You should, yeah, if the rule is, oh, everybody should be happy or everybody should get along or this entire group, we should all get along and be happy, don't listen to that. The rule is humor. And it's like you're not seeing the ramifications of something. So like the rule is like, oh, it's supposed to be a fantasy. You're all supposed to be happy, laughing, enjoying something, but you're not paying attention to something else. So like life is not always going to be happy or something is not fixed in a, something's not always guaranteed to be happy or something's not always guaranteed to make money. All right. That's your reading, Geminis. All right, so we're going to do Leo next. That was Gemini, y'all. Now we're on Leo. If you're on TikTok, y'all, oh, hold on, y'all. Please do not inbox that person. They are a scammer. Do not inbox them. They're a scammer. Don't do it, okay? Do not do it. TikTok got so many scammers, bro. Libra is like almost last. I think Libra is a third to last, so number 10. Don't get scammed, y'all. Okay? If y'all see a fake page of me DMing you, it is not me. I have to say that a million times. I did Sagittarius first, so that's up on my YouTube. We're not going in order. We go in order of first come, first serve, y'all. So if you're wondering, that's why we're going in the order that we're going in. All right, Leos. What is the center of your reading, Leos? What's the center of your reading? Transition. All right, so you could be dealing with that Gemini. We did pull the strength card in the Gemini reading. All right, but that doesn't have to be you. All right, so transition. What is the start here? Where are we starting? Defiance. All right, what are we transitioning to? So we started by not listening, and so that may make something difficult, the 10 of Wands. So we start out as the 5 of Swords, and now we're the 10 of Wands. Okay, what rule, what was the rule here that we were going against? Something's becoming difficult because superstition. Somebody's supposed to be concerned. That's why it's making something more difficult. What were they supposed to be concerned about? Courage. Literally. I feel like you should think about what might become difficult here with the resilience. Finesse, a plan. Okay, we got a lot of air too. Literally a lot. Everything here is almost every card. So the actions are becoming difficult, or it's getting difficult to copy something, or yeah, fight again, and power. A plan is getting difficult to initiate, or something is difficult to follow through on. All right, you shouldn't, I feel like the issue is hey, maybe you shouldn't be super courageous or something like that. And when we talk about this too, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to be afraid of literally everything. You need to be concerned enough to just do research. It's not that you should be panicking all the time, but you need to be concerned enough to where before you want to bungee jump, you need to make sure you tied on to the damn bungee jump, okay? Excuse me. All right, so let's see. All right, what role do you play here? What role do you play here, Leos? All right, determination. You're focused. You're determined to have something. All right, so what now? This could be about the whole bravery thing too. You're well, I'm going to do what I want to do or something like that. But what are you determined to have here? Or brave enough to have or do? Okay, you got superstition. So you're no, I need to be concerned. Okay, so what do you need to be concerned about? Or you're listening to these readings. You're okay, let me make sure nothing applies to me or whatever. But so you should be concerned. Something seems weird. All right. What do you feel like you need to be concerned about here? Now, don't be, we don't want you to be overly. Okay. So you got respect. So first of all, this is a person you should be you should be concerned about. A Taurus. If it's not a person, you should be concerned about the rules, the regulations on something. If you're trying to take a shortcut doing something, I would look at all the rules, all the regulations. I would also make sure something is actually legit. You're is this a reputable source or whatever? All right, you got respect, confidence, and fluidity. All right, what other energy should you be in here, in here, Leos? So you got resilience. Okay. The energy you should be in is resilience. Something is difficult for you to handle. What's difficult for you to handle? Or you should handle something all on your own. If you're wondering, thank you. If you're wondering whether or not this is a real thing you should do, focus on. If you're wondering if you should team up with a company, a person, something like that, is this reputable? There's something that you may have to do on your own with resilience. What might you have to handle on your own here? Or you might have to do something the hard way. You got personality and connectivity. It's almost, okay, something about your personality is you are noticeable. What part of your it's almost now that something is identifiable, that is what we identify it as. We can identify it as this, that, and the third. So what part of your personality is showing here? Okay, you got potential and humor. Okay, and voice. All right, so let's see. This could also be a scenario where there is a lot of people involved. A lot of people see you. We always talk about like Leo and Aquarius are the popularity or like the groups of people and stuff like that. So I feel like something about you can be easily identifiable. All right, let's get 8 cards. But I feel like you're worried about a Taurus energy. Okay, there's the Judgment. There's the Two of Swords. So we say something, but we're not listening to it. Okay, let's clarify. 10 of Pentacles, a 3 of Swords, a Page of Wands. So we say it the first time. It's almost like what we said, we're not listening, or we're saying it and we're waiting on the action to occur. Thank y'all. 2 of Pentacles. There's the 7 of Wands. What's blocked out here? The 7 of Swords. Okay, so there won't be able to be a shortcut. Somebody's not going to be able to steal something, copy something. And I feel like it starts from what somebody is saying. Somebody's trying to take and steal an opportunity, possibly from an Aquarius. Somebody's trying to steal an opportunity from somebody. Somebody's trying to, this is also personality here, is somebody's identity. Somebody's not going to get away with stealing an identity, copying somebody. Somebody's not going to get away with something sneaky. We're going to see what the intention is. And I feel like what stops it is judgment. It stops it, somebody's voice or somebody talking about something. What did somebody say here? So because something was said, I feel like it could have been said in front of a group of people. All right, what was said here with the Judgment? There's the fight part. Okay, the 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and then the 5 of Wands. Don't you... Hold on, let's see. So it looks like something said in the background. We can overhear something. Something said in the background, and that's what... This is odd. Let me see what else was said here. It's not odd. I gotta stop saying that. All right, peace. Yeah, vision. Literally, you don't see that. You don't see that. You're not paying attention to that. That's what the theme of these readings seem to be like right now. So now don't forget, Leo, you're focused on something. So you may be so focused on another thing that you're not paying attention to something else. But don't worry, the 7 of Swords gets blocked out. So what do you need to be focused on? What should you see here? Intuition. All right, so if you're watching these readings, if you're wondering, the Sag reading had intuition. But let's see. So what you need to see is intuition change in love. So if you're doing something instinctually, that changes when you're trying to be nice or kind to somebody. Yeah, focused on love. You start to, what does your intuition tell you to do? It's like you know that you're right, but then you start to consider other people. And so that kind of, that's what you're not seeing. What does your intuition tell you to do? I feel like somebody has said it. Yeah, you got power and knowledge. Virgo came out as knowledge. And I said that there could be something about giving money to a Leo. If you're trying to give money to somebody, if that applies to you, I wouldn't do that. But your intuition is telling you, what is the intentional outcome here with the 7 of Swords? What are we planning on? A distraction, a fight. So in this case, what is supposed to distract you, Leo? Or a conflict. Defiance. This is interesting. Okay, so Because remember, what you're focused on is respect. You're focused on, like, I know this is going to make sense later. You're focused on, like, you're focused on, like, the rules, the regulations. You're focused on a Taurus or something like that. I'm also getting there can be envy, hatred, jealousy, racism, sexism. Something like that is distracting you from what you're actually supposed to see with your intuition. Oops, my bad, TikTok. Let's see. What are you supposed to be seeing that you don't see? With judgment and voice coming out, I feel like it's there. Somebody has already said it. Let's see who said it to you. Maybe who may have already said this, Leo? A Gemini? Peace. Okay, so okay, wait. A Gemini didn't say it. Somebody was supposed to say something, you didn't listen. Or if somebody said it, they said it to a Gemini and that Gemini didn't listen. It's like if something was supposed, like if a message was supposed to be relayed to you, you didn't get it, or this is confusing. Okay, let's see. What is the intended outcome with the Seven of Swords? Yeah, the Two of Pentacles. What are you not paying it? That's what I'm saying. It's to get you to focus on this so that you miss out on what? So that you don't see what? It's like a group of people. You're looking at, I don't know what this is. I know it's going to make sense later, but you're looking at like the wrong person. Let's see what else is going on behind the scenes. It's not going to work. It gets blocked out. And I feel like it's because somebody is saying something anyway. Yeah, there's the Empress, the Strength, the Ten of Wands. You're supposed to be in the Ten of Wands. I'm also getting to, if you're doing something, like if you're doing something with somebody else or trying to make something work here, you need to do it solo. You're supposed to be in the Ten of Wands energy. I would pick up and move things out, get rid of things. Maybe you need to actually move, relocate, switch jobs. I feel like, too, it's time for you to step out of your comfort zone because you're really determined, you're really focused on like something else that you're missing out on things. You could be missing out on other opportunities. Okay, one more to clarify. What blocks out this Seven of Swords from happening? So it doesn't work. The plan does not work, or somebody's not able to. Yeah, see, there's the concern. That's the concern. So that is the root of it. If you're very focused and determined on something and you're very like, do more research on it, you should be concerned about something, go ahead and like, that is what stops you from getting manipulated. I feel like this has more to do with like other people manipulating you, taking advantage of something, stealing identity, stealing money, things like that. Like, don't just be so open to be out there or put yourself out there. You do need to do research on somebody. All right, so that must be the name of the game today, is about like a balance between courage and worries. So I didn't say the word burden at all. I didn't say the word burden at all. That's why I'm the tarot reader, because I don't use generic definitions to read the cards. All right, I never, I said that something might be difficult to handle, or that you can handle something on your own or do it on your own. I never said the word burden. All right, so stop reading generic tarot definitions, okay? And stop trying to come over here arguing with me, all right? If you think you can read better, YouTube is free to start. TikTok Live is free to start. Cards range between $10, and if you want to be fancy, they got some that's $50, okay? All right, Scorpio. Speaking of, I am making my own tarot deck, y'all, with definitions in it. So I'm giving y'all better, clearer definitions, and the deck will be going for 30 bucks. So we're going to move on to Scorpio. If y'all watch me on TikTok, don't get scammed. It's my only page. I'll never DM you for a reading. The only way you can get a reading is at the link in my bio. All right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Also, this will be time-stamped up on my YouTube. All right, Scorpios. Let's see. So what is the energy surrounding the Scorpios? Let's see. What's the energy surrounding the Scorpios? Okay, power. All right, somebody's speaking up for themselves. This could also be like yelling, but somebody's in a position of power, control. Their voice is heard. All right, so what role do you play here, Scorpios? Okay, so defense. You might be the person that was blocking out the Seven of Swords, all right, in the Leo reading. All right, but you're blocking something out. You're protecting yourself. All right. You're saying no to something. What are you blocking out here, Scorpios? Oh, you're blocking out superstition. All right, so you're like, no, I don't want to be worried. I don't want to be concerned. No, I'm not worried about that. Okay. You could be blocking out your own nervousness. All right, so what energy should you be in here, Scorpios? Now, Virgo is supposed to be superstition. All right, they are supposed to be concerned if anybody's dealing with a Virgo. So, or if you have Virgo placements. All right, what energy should you be in, Scorpios? But your reading might be different. Maybe it's something you're not supposed to be worried about. All right, so the energy you should be in is ambition. Work towards something, build it up. All right, what do you not want to be concerned about? You're like, no, I'm not going to be concerned about that. Okay, resistance and hustle and change. So first of all, somebody does not want to pay you, or you're like, I'm not going to spend money to change that. Okay. Or somebody's like, no, I'm not going to pay you. Somebody is worried about resisting paying you or something like that. Okay. You said Virgo is blocked too. All right, let's see. Virgo men are very emotional to me. They are. I only liked one Virgo. The rest of them are kind of wild. Men, that is, the men. All right, let's get 8 cards, Scorpio. So you're like, no, I'm not worried about that. Or okay, so I feel like there's a group of people here. They're getting along. All right, so we're going to give it. Literally, yeah, somebody's like, I feel like you're asking somebody to pay you. Or you want somebody to pay you for something, or maybe your services. King of Swords, 5 of Wands, Ace of Swords. You're basically like, yeah, I'm not worried if they're not going to pay me, because maybe you're in the mindset like somebody else is going to pay me. Yeah, somebody does not want to pay you. They don't want to give you money. You're asking them for it. All right, I don't know what you do for a living. So this could be like say you have like a side hustle or something. You're just like, I'm not worried about them not paying. Somebody else will pay, or I'll get another customer. So you just feel like something's not really a big deal. Let's see what ambition is here. It says a block party. All right, let's see. What energy should you be in with ambition? Something is, okay, so literally cause and effect. Something's going to cause somebody to giving. Somebody is going to end up giving like the thief something. But it's because we're not paying attention. The 4 of Swords, you're blocking out superstition. Let's see. What is the effect? What is the 7 of Swords going to receive here? They may receive something from a Gemini. This could also be an energy where like you're blocking out being worried because you're like, okay, well, in this situation, I can't be like, basically to you, you're like, I can't be scammed because if I'm not worried about so-and-so giving me money, then I can get it from someone else. Or I feel like that's why you feel like you can't be scammed, but something causes somebody to kind of get away with something. What is this Seven of Swords? What is their intention? Leadership. Leading. Yeah, I see the Six of Swords. Okay, leading somebody to do what? Defense. This is you, Scorpio. Somebody has you blocking out your worries or your concerns. Okay, this is the thing. You're not worried about somebody that doesn't want to pay you or doesn't want to contribute to you. You should be concerned about that. You should get your money, or you should make sure something's like a return on your investment. Because I feel like you're being told that something's not a big deal. What else is your energy down here in these 8 cards? Or, okay, dominance. What are you dominating, Scorpio? Oh, power, confidence, and fluidity. All right. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's working for you. I don't know. I mean, the Seven of Swords is here. So, like, it literally looks like somebody's going to give something directly to the Seven of Swords. Like, they're going to hand something over to this person. So, just, you're like, yeah, I don't care about not receiving money. Or, who are you supposed to receive money from? Okay, this is like a belief system that you have. You have determination, spirituality, and peace. I feel like there's a belief system that is making you think that you don't have to be worried about anything. I'm gonna say this too, because if you're focused on spirituality and peace, if you're using, and I just gotta tell this to anybody that uses their own cards, if you're using your own cards, you need to be mindful of the type of cards that you are using, or the oracle cards, because a lot of oracle cards, they'll have like these like overly optimistic type of cards, and it's like sometimes you do need to be concerned about things. Like, that's real life. If life was perfect and rainbows and fairies, then we wouldn't even need we wouldn't need to think about anything. So I feel like the belief system that you have has you thinking that you don't have to worry about anything, like, at all, or you don't have to prepare for something. So when I'm talking about like superstition and worrying, guys, I'm not saying that you're overthinking every little thing, or you're nervous 24/7, or you don't trust anything. I'm not saying it like that. It's just, like I said, be concerned enough to do research. It's like you automatically believe that you don't have to pay attention to something. All right, what other energy should you be in? I mean, I don't see you needing to be, it'll tell you if you need to be concerned, but yeah, see, love, guidance, passion, their strength again. There's the Leo's personality is coming out. So we'll figure out what that is. We'll see something about this Leo or something like that. You may have a Leo placement. You know what, too? I feel like something is less like stealing and more like somebody handing it over because they're being nice or kind or generous or something like that. All right, what's the outcome for the Scorpios? And then Capricorn is next. Capricorn is next. Yeah, perspective of emotions controls how you're doing something. All right. So I don't know. It could be the emotions you're feeling, or maybe you're just like, no, I don't want to do that because I'm worried about it. But your advice was ambition. So maybe a job makes you nervous or a career makes you nervous, but you're not worried about receiving money, but you should. All right. That was Scorpio. Capricorn is next. That's good. Congratulations. You got a part as an extra. That's dope. All right, Capricorns. And then Cancer, Taurus, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces. Again, if y'all are on TikTok, this will be up on YouTube time-stamped. Don't get scammed. Pisces is last today. I think you might be the first Pisces, honestly. And Aquarius is second to last. Y'all are the first. Y'all are the first Aquarius and Pisces. All right, Capricorns. What's the energy surrounding Capricorns here? Self-esteem. Okay, so I don't know if this is you. You may get offended, feel left out. Well, let's see. What role do you play here? I don't know if this is you. It could be somebody around you. But what role do you play here, Capricorns? Okay, so you're in a transitional phase like Gemini. So let's make sure you're heading in the right direction. So what is the starting point for you? What's the starting point for you, Capricorns? Okay, leadership. What are you transitioning to? So you were leading something, initiating something. Okay, now you're resisting. Okay, you were resistant yesterday. Okay, what are you resisting, Capricorns? Self-love. Okay, no. Okay, guidance. You may not think that you're a good leader. Okay, why? Okay, why are you transitioning? Why are you like, no, I shouldn't lead, or I shouldn't initiate that? Oh, defense. A Scorpio. It could be a Scorpio, or maybe something didn't work out, or somebody told you no here. What energy should you be in, Capricorns? Yeah, Sag was first. So you should be superstition as well. You should be concerned about what, or not trust what. So now let's remember, Scorpio blocks out superstition. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, they're blocking out your worries, or they're telling you not to worry, but you should be worried. You and Virgo both have superstition. Okay, what should you be concerned about, Capricorns? Okay, a trap mindset, connectivity. I'm also getting the action of you resisting could be connected to something else. Okay, so worry. Okay, a trap mindset about what? Or getting trapped with what? Okay, potential. Something that you see potential in, something that you're looking at, using, working with. How do you view, or what do you view as potential? You view humor as potential. What? Or a community of people? What? Okay, what if you opened up your mind, what would your mindset tell you? You view humor as potential, or you view a community of people as potential. What? Defiance. Okay, so first of all, you're looking at something and you feel like something is all love and light, and there could be jealousy or hatred or something, but defiance has potential. What should you not? Okay, so I'm getting to, you think that something will work out if you're in a community of people, or if you fit in with the group. I feel like something will work out better for you if you don't listen, because this is a trap mindset with you thinking like, okay, let me follow the group, let me follow the family, let me do what everybody else is doing. But you're actually not supposed to listen to something. So, okay, what is the rule that you're not supposed to follow here? And that will actually work out better for you is what I'm getting. What are you supposed to do instead? Okay, you got transition. So I guess you're in a transition. So maybe you're not supposed to lead yet. Maybe you're not supposed to show something yet. But so with transition, let's see if it gives us different energy. What are you supposed to transition to? Maybe you're supposed to move on to something else. Okay, you've got style and rebellion. You could be working with a Cancer here. I'm also getting too, there is a rule and regulation, but you're going to do it your own way. All right, and then confidence. Okay, that's weird. But I feel like if you're dealing with a Scorpio, I feel like you should not listen to them possibly, because I feel like they're the ones that's blocking out your worries or your concerns. And you should consider something. You should think about something. All right, so here's a 2 of Wands, 8 of Wands, a 3 of Pentacles. So you're getting more information. You're deciding to literally go somewhere and get information. This can be a website, whatever. There's a 7 of Swords. So you get more information. You find out that something is fake. Here's a 7 of Swords. There's a Chariot. So you have transition to Chariot. There's the Cancer, the Daughter of Baskets, and the Queen of Cups. So I feel like before you may get more information from a Cancer. You may be able to help them. I feel like they're going to say something to you. They're probably going to help you. For some of you, you may have to go to police with evidence, or you may have to call somebody to help you with something that it's like literally you find out that something is fake after you got more information. So that's a good thing. I feel like too, if you find out something is fake and you're like, oh, I shouldn't, I'm wrong, or I shouldn't do this. That does not mean you shouldn't be what you were doing before. So that could be why self-esteem is here. Don't feel bad that you got tricked or something like that. What is the intention with the 7 of Swords here? To hide. Yeah, somebody's trying to hide something, but okay. What are they trying to hide here? Keep something a secret, but you went and you found it out. Okay. What is said right here? What are we saying here? You're going to also see what the other readings that I just did made sense. You're going to understand why the Scorpio and the Leo is told what they're told. You're going to see why the Scorpio's advice is ambition and the Leo's advice was resilience. You may want to watch those readings. You're going to understand what that meant. Why the Leo has to handle something on their own and the Scorpio should work or repeat something or build upon something. You're going to see what that means. Let's see what you should be concerned about as the result here, because it had a trap mindset. Let's see, what should you be concerned about here? You may also need to warn somebody else, all right? So there you go. There's the Leo again. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. I just told the Leo to handle something on their own. Leaving and going and getting, I don't know if you should get information for a Leo, or I wouldn't figure out any information on a Leo or something like that. I also would advise you against now, because remember, you were leader and you started being like, I don't know if I should trust myself, or I don't know if people should listen to me. You should not get information from a Leo, I don't think. Let's clarify what you should do instead here. I feel like for you, that's not for you. What should you do instead here, Capricorns? You get the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the King of Cups, Seven of Wands. There's the Three of Pentacles. I feel like, because it looks like you're the one that's supposed to be getting information or giving information. Let me put that resilience back. Let's see. Where would you be getting information from? Yeah, peace. What do they not notice? It's like you're trying to learn from somebody else, but they don't have all the information because they haven't studied something yet, or they don't notice something. What don't they notice here? Or they don't consider something. Yeah, defense and angels. Something is blocking out. Now, Sagittarius had the High Priestess, the Temperance. Like, they were supposed to be doing something. Somebody that is the High Priestess energy, or like intuition. So that reading was kind of on point for them. If you have those placements, because Capricorn, you could very well have like a Sag, Mercury, or rising or moon or something like that. Something could be blocking you out, but somebody does not notice this. I feel like, too, do not get information from somebody that is repeating a cycle like over and over again. Somebody is repetitively doing the same thing over and over. All right, where would you be getting your information from over here? Yeah, order and intuition. So I feel like you should be, your energy looks more like you should be concerned about listening to somebody else, because the root of your reading is concerned about having a trap mindset. All right, so, or it could be also a trap mindset about what you are looking at, researching. I feel like you can get information from somewhere else or other sources. What is the outcome when you follow your intuition, Capricorns? Yeah, yeah, guidance, dominance, power, and change. I feel like a Scorpio is blocking something. All right. For you, possibly. It's almost like because a Scorpio is blocking you, you go to a Leo or something repetitively a blockage. All right, but follow your intuition. You'll know what that is, y'all. All right, so that was Capricorn. We're going to do Cancer next. Cancer came out in Capricorn's reading, so Capricorns, you might want to watch this. And it is your polar opposite as well. I'm getting hungry right on schedule, y'all. All right, I need some breakfast. All right, Cancers. Matter of fact, let me drink some more tea. All right, Cancers. What is the energy surrounding Cancers here? Yourself. All right, again, you came out in the Capricorn reading. Okay, so what about you, Cancers? And then we'll see what other energy you should be in. All right, we mentioned, okay, resilience, defiance, and voice. We're like, okay, I'm not going to listen to that. So something, I mentioned in the Capricorn reading that you're going to say something to them. I feel like you're going to confirm that Capricorn should follow their intuition. Let me write that down, actually. All right, what energy should you be in, Cancers? Okay, love. All right, so what are you going to do out of love here for somebody? What are you going to do out of love here for someone? You're going to warn them. I feel like you're going to warn them about something. All right. So out of love, you are going to warn somebody about something. You're going to warn them beforehand. You're going to, I feel like too, you're going to tell somebody, you're going to give your perspective, like how this looks, or, you know, I don't know if, I feel like too, you're like, I don't know if that's really worth the money. I don't know if you should do this, that, and the third. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Taurus is next. I didn't do Taurus yet. All right, there you go on the Page of Cups. So you are saying something nice. I feel like you're saying something to a group of people here. You could be saying something either to somebody that's deciding to spend money, or you're saying something to family. And that's going to make them have a different perspective. There's a 6 of Wands. Okay. You're going to get somebody to learn. Okay, here's the Temperance. So remember in the Sag reading, they had the High Priestess giving themselves money, spent like investing in themselves or something like that. You may tell somebody that. I feel like too, you're like, you know, slow down on how much you're investing in yourself. Don't get a, like say somebody wants to start a business. You're like, okay, you don't need to get a whole bulk, or like you don't need to do a whole haul or whatever to start something. Start small. Or if you're doing investments, you don't have to do a big investment. Start small. All right, but I feel like you're approaching a group, you're approaching your family, you're going to give them a different perspective on like patience with their money, taking their time. Let's see what the Hangman is, because this is about perspectives. What's their old perspective here? We got attitude. Okay, what is their... So they may think something is just perspective, something is just how something looks, but that could be the reality of a scenario. Or, okay, so how will they view this situation now after what you say? Okay, respect. So, no, yeah, something is not just perspective. Something is an actual rule, an actual regulation, or something actually matters in this case. So if it's like something is not up for interpretation and you're going to tell somebody that, it's like, no, this is really, you know, these are really the rules, the regulations. Like this is really what something is. So what does somebody think is just perspective? What do they think is up for interpretation here? Oh, yourself, style. All right, we got intuition. So it's like, nah, that, so you may, just could be simple, like, this would be like a Cancer telling me, like, yeah, those readings are clear. Or it's like, you're like, no, this is not up for interpretation. Like, I'm really dead ass, like, I'm serious. Or like, no, this is not just perspective. This is really me, Cancer. Like, this is really how I do something. But I feel like, too, you have intuition. So it's like, no, your intuition is actually right. You're okay. What is our intuition telling us to do? So love could be you like affirming that. I'm also getting with the Page of Cups. You're going to say something in a nice manner. So whatever you do have to say, if you do have to warn somebody, you're going to brace it. You're going to say something nice, kind. What else is our intuition telling us to do here? Let me get one more. Okay, so I feel like this is about somebody healing their distractions and focusing on themselves. Do not get distracted. What are they getting distracted from doing? I feel like there could be like a goal, a plan. Yeah, versatility. So it's like your intuition is right, and then somebody gets distracted from actually implementing that intuitive gift or implementing that good idea, that good plan, something that they may know will work. What distracts them? I feel like you're going to confirm this. So what typically distracts them here? And this can be anybody. Interesting. We got humor, inspiration, spirituality. So this could be, it could be a community of people. Or like a fantasy or something like that. Or let's see. What distracts somebody, or taking other people's opinions maybe? Yeah, humor. That's what distract. That could be a dating situation. I know I need to find out other interpretations too for humor. Laughter, overindulgences. This can also be like, say somebody is focused on a goal. People can become stagnant if they're able to comfort themselves, right? So Humor can be like, oh, I'm able to go out and drink and smoke and like, don't, if you can't stay on your focused path and you want to be like included in a group or in a community, or like you want to go out, and then you need to not go out for a while. You need to focus on what you're doing or focus on what you're building. You're going to naturally say something that's going to confirm this though. So let's see what the temperance is. That's a major arcana. What is the temperance here? Okay, we got fight and potential, and then knowledge. So we said Virgo was knowledge. All right, if there's a Sag involved, don't get distracted. If you're watching this on the Cancer reading, do not get distracted. A Cancer can also be a confirmation that something is the right choice. Just depending on what this is. All right, so remember, your advice is love. All right, what's the outcome for you, Cancers? Oh yeah, the Capricorn transition, self-love, and guidance. You're going to confirm to that Capricorn that they're right and that they should have been leading. They should have been leading. So you are going to, I feel like you're going to confirm that to a Capricorn. If you don't know a Capricorn, Capricorn is just your opposite energy. So that could be anybody that is opposite of you. Capricorn energy they are an initiator just like you, Cancer. You guys are cardinal. So Capricorn, Aries, Libra, and Cancer are cardinal energy. So they're more initiators, leaders. They're the first to start something. Yeah. Capricorns tend to be pretty business minded. Not that, any sign can have a business, but. Okay, that's interesting. Taurus is up next. Again, y'all, on TikTok, make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube as well so you can watch the timestamp versions. Book your readings at the link in the bio. I do see a couple people booked during this live, so make sure y'all book so I can do y'all readings today and I can have it to you by the end of the day. All right, Taurus. I will email those people. Matter of fact, hold on. I like to email people right away. So hold on 1 second. Let me email them and let them know. Sorry, guys. It's not going to take that long. It's not going to take that long. Okay, there we go. Hold on, let me send one more, y'all. Hold on, sorry. Sorry. But I don't have to retype, so I can I can just copy the thing. Okay. All right. I'm ready. Okay, Taurus. Let me change y'all timestamp real quick. Let me change y'all timestamp. All right, Tauruses. What is the center of the reading for the Tauruses here? Okay, guidance. All right. 3 of Cups energy. What role do you play here, Taurus? Okay, yourself. Respect. All right. So you're being yourself. All right. I do think in the Leo reading, somebody's very focused on you or paying attention to you. All right. So I feel like you're focused on yourself. You're just being yourself. It's nothing else. If you're wondering today or tomorrow, you are in the energy you're supposed to be in. That is your energy. You're following your own rules, setting your own standards, using your own resources to regulate something. So you and Cancer are in pretty similar energies. All right, what are we being guided to do with guidance? Okay, yeah, respect. Literally, you're being guided to be yourself. You're being guided to set your own rules, regulations. Okay, so who's guiding you to do this or what? It could be your intuition. Let's see, who or what is guiding you to do this, Taurus? Okay, so you've got mood. So this is a like within yourself, there could be a regret or shame, and you're like, okay, let me just stay to myself. Or it could be somebody that wishes they would have been themselves in a scenario and focused on themselves, and they're kind of telling you like, hey, be yourself, Taurus, or or whatever. All right, so let's see. Let's get 8 cards here. Somebody is struggling to give someone something. That inspires the Empress to be comfortable. All right, so this is the thing. Something is difficult to do or give. Something is difficult to contribute to. All right, and that is inspiring. I feel like a level of comfort here. Yeah, somebody is learning through wisdom that something was very difficult. They learned that through wisdom. Somebody's like, I could have been comfortable doing this, that, and the third. All right, the signs we got out, we got the Hermit and a Capricorn here. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So let's see, what was difficult here? It was difficult to be generous or to contribute something. Skill, pride, and emotions. It could be something dealing with a Libra where somebody did not pay attention to how they felt, or somebody was not going to pay attention to how they felt in the end, right? So it looks like somebody, now this could be anything, like somebody was doing something that strained their body. We do have the Empress here, so it could be about motherhood. Like maybe somebody have children or a child. This could also be like literally like a physical pain. So somebody wasn't paying attention to how they felt, and then later on it kind of comes back to maybe bite them a little bit. And this could be you again, like if we're talking about you and you were like, okay, no, I didn't like that, I don't like that, let me get back to what I'm doing as Taurus, let me go ahead and focus on Taurus, get back to how I feel. This could be like eating too much, drinking too much. You're like, nah, I don't want to do that. But again, this could be just somebody outside excuse me, outside of you. They're like, look, I regret doing that, blah blah blah, I wouldn't do that. Stick to yourself, stick to your own morals. All right, what's the Hermit as well? What do we have knowledge about here in this reading? All right, there's intuition. So somebody could have also been like, you know what, I knew better and I didn't. But let's see. So I feel like if this is you, you know that your intuition is correct. So what else what else confirms our intuition here? What confirms our intuition in this case? Courage and fluidity, yeah. So it's like, dang, like I went with the flow, and I didn't care. I wasn't cautious. I feel like it ends up putting like wear and tear on somebody, or it may become difficult. What did somebody's intuition tell them to do here? Yeah, confidence, emotions, and healing. Because literally, I'm getting something more so about your body, like caring about how your body feels. I don't know why I'm getting that so much, because you guys do rule like food and like to me like a natural energy. So it's kind of like if you did something to make yourself sick, or you did something to strain yourself physically, you're going to go ahead and fix that. This can also be about something that will trigger your emotions or something. All right, so what is the Devil card doing here? That could be a Capricorn as well. Okay, so the Capricorn is with the Cancer like they're, excuse me, like they're supposed to. Hold on, y'all. So the Capricorn is moving forward with something. They are taking the Cancer's advice. You guys can be kind of interconnected, like Cancer, Taurus, and Capricorn or something like that. What does the Capricorn have an opportunity to do? They may have an okay, I feel like they have an opportunity to like redo something. Yeah, hustle, order, and rebellion. All right. What other energy should you be in here, Taurus? Your reading is pretty simple. I feel like trust yourself. Excuse me. Trust how you feel. Get back to eating something natural. Do it the natural way as well. I'm also getting two of this does have to deal with healing. I feel like in this scenario, something works well for you to do it naturally. All right. You can research literally any herb and figure out what the best herb is and get them little loose leaf tea bags, and you can do stuff like that. But I feel like this is an energy where you're getting back to yourself, literally. All right, what other energy should you be in here? And then we'll get the outcome for you. Yeah, self-love. What's the outcome here for you? Vision, perspective, and opportunity. So you'll see a different perspective of opportunities or time. I feel like right now is a good time for you to be selfish. All right. Aries is next. That was pretty straight to the point. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, check the nails. Make sure they're good. Thank you. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. All right, Aries. What is the center of the reading for the Aries here? What's the center of the reading, Aries? All right, sexuality. So for you, this could be a partnership, literal sex, somebody that you're attracted to, lust. But this can also be a Gemini with sexuality. All right, what role do you play here, Aries? Okay, truth. So you may see the truth about a Gemini, but you see the truth about a scenario here. What else? What is the truth here? What is the truth that you see, Aries? You can see it very clearly. Okay, so you have determination, tenacity, focus. There's courage, skill, and then pride and emotion. Okay, so this is the thing, right? Being overly focused on being courageous, it causes somebody not to pay attention to how they feel. All right, and then there's the difficulty. All right, so you could be seeing this within yourself. What should you do with this information? Style is the same thing as you. So a style is going to create a change here, or a style. I'm sorry, not a style, a Cancer. It's like there's a Cancer Taurus energy here that's they're very sure of themselves. Like, so listen to this part, right? So Taurus had an energy where they were supposed to be self-love. Somebody is telling them like, hey, like focus on yourself, blase, skip. Cancer had an energy where out of love, they're going to let a Capricorn, or they're going to let someone know that that person was right. So out of love, they're like, no, this, you're good, or like out of love, like you really gave me. They're either going to confirm something for somebody, like confirm their intuition, or confirm that they made the right decision. All right, but you may be in the style energy as well, like a Cancer energy. All right, so let's see. I did Sag first, so that's up on my YouTube. It's the same username, y'all. Same username across the board. There's a Sun of Knives, Three of Wands. Here's a Death card. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. Okay, there's the King of Swords. So very focused. 8-8. There's the Emperor, the Two of Wands. So you could be the Emperor here. That is your card. You're walking away from something and making a decision here. You can see that somebody is very focused on waiting, or very you may feel like somebody is also stagnant. It is a fixed sign, Scorpio, even if it's not a Scorpio. Somebody is a fixed sign. You're observing that. That could be that determination energy. Somebody is fixated on something. There could even be an issue maybe with addiction. I don't know if I see that so much. But it could be. All right, what do we observe? What else are we observing here? Okay, yeah, luck and opportunity. Literally, how opportunities are affected by either being superstitious, paying attention, or just being at peace with something. So it's, of course, there is an element of, you're going to see the difference between being concerned and not caring. Because I don't think this is more, I don't think this is about like overthinking per se. How does something go when somebody actually looks into things or they're actually superstitious? We got defiance. How does it go when somebody's actually at peace with something? So they may just not take people's word for it. Yeah. So when we're at peace with something, we're following a rule. When we don't trust something, we're going to go against it. It just depends on what those rules and standards are. Sometimes they matter and sometimes they don't. Like sometimes the rules definitely apply. I'm just going to be okay. I'm just going to follow the norm. I'm going to go with it. Sometimes you actually should be superstitious, look into something and like think, okay, well, no, I'm not going to follow that rule. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't really work. All right. So we all know it just depends on what these rules center around. So in your scenario, what is the rule or what is the standard center around here? Okay, vision. So I'm getting observing something. I feel like literally observing. I feel like that's what it is. Like, okay, let's observe. Let's look into something. So if you're nervous, like say somebody's like, yeah, just, it's okay. You don't have to look into anything. You don't have to observe. You don't have to do any other research. If you're nervous, you will. You're like, why wouldn't I look into that? Why would I not? If you're at peace, you're just going to follow the rules. Like, here's another example. You know how the rule is at work where you don't talk about your salaries? That's so that people don't talk about their salaries. That's where that rule came up from. That's so that you don't know you're getting paid less as a woman, or you're getting paid less as a minority, or you're getting paid less than the person that doesn't have a degree and you have a degree. That's where that came from. That's so that you don't be concerned where you should be. Or so there's something like, no, don't look at that. What are people told not to observe or look at? Yeah, resistant defense and something has something to do with a Scorpio. What is the Scorpio doing here? Something's like, no, don't observe that, Scorpio. Don't look too deep into that. Don't look too deep into that change. It's keep coming back to vision. Start observing. I feel like that's what we're talking about. Like, observe things. Pay attention to things. That's okay. That doesn't make you an overthinker. That doesn't make you nervous or afraid. Like, before you jump into something, get more information. All right, so you see the truth about that now. All right, so what other energy should you be in? And then we'll get the outcome for you. All right, so you got resilience too. You may have to handle something on your own. What are you able to handle here? Okay, a transition. All right. So I feel like you're gonna have to get more you're gonna have to get more research or do more research on a scenario here. What's the outcome for you? Got rebellion, ambition, angel again. They're superstition, so maybe a Sag is going to look into something or something like that. That was Aries. We have, what do we have left? We got Libra, Aquarius, and Pisces is left. Hey, y'all, welcome. All right. Oh, let me timestamp Libra almost. Almost forgot. All right, Libras. What is the energy here? What energy should we be in? Oh, wait, attitude. I didn't mean to ask that, but I will. I will ask it that way because yesterday you did have that you had a negative attitude going into something, dealing with a Sagittarius energy. But let's see, what is the center of your reading today? Because it doesn't have to, energy changes. What is the center of your reading? Okay, innovation, creativity. All right, being able to create something could be manipulation, but we'll make sure. What role do you play here, Libras? So we're talking about creativity, making something work. Okay, so today your knowledge. All right, so what do you know here? What do you have information about? Okay, love. Who did I say that? I think Cancer was supposed to be love. All right, but you have knowledge about love here. Okay, what do you know about love or doing something out of love for someone? Okay, you've got potential, pride, transition, and change. Okay, all right. Well, let's figure that out. Okay, so what energy should you be in with the information that you have? Okay, so power. We got defense again, which was Scorpio. So step into your power. You already have knowledge about what's supposed to go on. All right, what do you have power over here? So you kind of already have power over the situation. You have information. Yeah, there's self-love and peace. Okay, and then resilience. All right. So you have knowledge about whether or not to be loving, generous, kind, supporting. So what are you going to do with that? You're going to have power over your own self-love, making sure that you're comfortable. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Those of y'all that want readings, y'all can book them at the link in my bio. All right, so let's get 8 cards for the Libras. Okay, so we got the 7 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the World. Okay, so deciding which opportunity to take. All right, there's some sort of confusion here, and it is ending. So somebody at first I feel like somebody was going to take an opportunity, but they retracted or they're going to hold back. Here's Leo energy, the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and then the Empress. I see a Leo literally fighting with a community of people. I feel like a Leo thinks that a group of people get along with them, and then we have the Empress, literally. This is real easy to see. There's nothing else to see there. Like this person thinks that everybody gets along with them. So I don't know if a Leo is watching this, but somebody feels like there is a community of people that get along with them. And they don't. I'm also getting too, if you don't know a Leo, the energy is like when you implement self-love, that is going to conflict with the group. That is going to conflict with people if they want you to be generous, do something for them, care about them, things like that. You have to find a good balance. Let's see what the 7 of Cups is, because that's typically like confusion. What is the 7 of Cups in this scenario? Oh, guidance. So somebody is confused. Okay, so it could be energy where somebody's confused and they don't know what to do, but I feel like somebody in this case is confused because of who they're listening to. Who is somebody being guided by here? Excuse me. Okay, possibly a Gemini, or they're being guided by literally sex. So their emotions can be, kind of up in the air. Yeah, there's sexuality and love. So somebody could be thinking like a Gemini is being nice to them, loving to them, or they're being guided by sex. Okay, what are they guided to do here? Heal. So they're being told to forgive something. What is the issue, quote unquote? I don't think that's really, let's see. Yeah, knowledge. So this is you, Libra. You already know something and you're listening to somebody else and they're like, no, you need to change how you view that, or you need to change what you know about love or something like that. What is it supposed to be healed, quote unquote, into or changed into? That's why somebody starts to become, follow this rule, or Follow this regulation. Follow what everybody else is doing. But I feel like that's not right. All right, what's being brought to an end with the world? So I feel like somebody's going to stop listening to this person. Yeah, trap mindset. What is the rule that somebody's told they have to follow? I feel like it has to do with love, support, something like that. Ambition, style, and skill. So something with you. There's like something that you, a Cancer and a Virgo, you all are doing the same thing or something like that. But I feel like everybody else is doing their own thing or something. They don't have to. I feel like somebody does not have to do something with you and a Cancer or something like that. That is just a perspective that they have. They're going to realize they don't have to do something with you. Okay. What is this part? What is the Leo energy? What's the Strength card doing? Okay, emotions. Which I feel like what's triggering their emotions is somebody feels left out, or what else is triggering their emotions here? Yeah, personality, defiance. People like literally hate something about this person, or if we're talking about self-love versus love, like a part of this person's personality, somebody hates them. Okay, what part of their personality does somebody not like here? It's a whole group of people. What the fuck? Okay, so defiance. That's the thing. It's like if you're going against the grain, or if you're doing something different. What is this person doing that's different, or what rule are they breaking? They're like going against it, doing something different here. Yeah, resistance and guidance. They're like, I don't want to listen to that. I'm not going to listen to this Gemini. I'm not going to do that. So somebody may end up dealing with hatred here because they're not following some sort of rules or guidance. If it's not a Gemini, this could have something to do with masculine and feminine energy. They're not a typical, they're not a typical man or a typical woman. I feel like something there looks like a fight or an argument about like a woman involved with the Empress. All right, so what other energy should you be in here, Libras? And then we're going to do Aquarius and Pisces. All right, so you have healing. What is the issue for you? Because don't forget, you have knowledge. All right, you got hustle. What is this going to be healed into? You could be giving somebody money, spending money on something. So yours needs to go from healing to humor. You got leadership, peace. Let me get one more. Oh, there's intuition again. Okay. Yeah, the courage to worry, literally. The courage to say that you don't trust something. So I feel like this is the thing. In this scenario, if you're thinking about, when we're talking about hustle versus humor and what you need to heal it into, if you feel that you're going to automatically be surrounded by a good group of people because of money, that is not always the case. I feel like in your case, you need to consider something where people are able to get along cohesively. It just depends on what this is for you. I'm also getting to when you have the courage to worry, what that means is you will probably be the only person to stand out. Like if it's a group of people that are all okay with something, it does take courage to be like, wait, I don't know if I trust that. All right, what do we have the courage to not trust here with superstition? Yeah, mystery. What's hidden? You're like, wait, that doesn't make sense, or there's hidden information, or why is that hidden, or let's see. What's hidden here? Somebody's like, I don't trust that secret. I don't trust that being hidden. So okay. This is hard for me to explain, but I literally talked about this being in the Sagittarius reading. Oh, that probably goes to what I was saying about getting more information. I feel like that's what it is. Get more information. I feel like, too, something may not make sense if it's like the only one, or it's isolated, or it's... Let's see what's hidden here that we need to be looking into. Or you're like, why are you keeping that part a secret? Okay, the Hermit. So, I mean, the intelligence is here. The information is here. You know what, too? This is going to be an energy where you're going to stop. Like, y'all know I'll have a habit of things making sense later. So you're going to get into a scenario like, okay, I don't want to keep realizing later. You want to realize beforehand. I mean, I don't see anything bad happening. So, all right, we'll see whatever that is for the Libras. All right, we got Aquarius and Pisces left. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts, y'all. I appreciate y'all support. Make sure y'all get y'all readings at the links in my bios. All right, TikTok, don't get scammed. I'm going to keep telling y'all that throughout all of my videos, okay? Please do not listen to any DMs or anything like that. All right, let me timestamp this for Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. What is the center of Aquarius's reading? Let's see. What's the center of Aquarius's reading here? Okay, respect. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. We talked about that Taurus being themselves, respecting themselves, doing something out of self-love for them. But this can also be about rules and regulations. All right, what role do you play here, Aquarius? Okay, vision. So you see something, you're observing something, or you can see something clearly. What do you see? What are you observing? You guys are like, y'all do rule perspective and overall perspective and things like that. All right, so what do you see? What are you observing? That's too many. Let's see. Excuse me. I do keep seeing order come out, so let's see if that comes out. You could also be envisioning something for yourself or planning something, but what are you observing here, Aquarius? Okay, a Libra. So you're observing a Libra, or if you don't know a Libra, you're observing the cause and effect of something. Okay, what are you're observing a Libra, you're observing the cause and effect. Or you can also be studying something with skill coming out. You can be studying. All right, so what do you notice here? Okay, finesse. You may notice that a plan did not work out. You may notice like a strategy did not work out, or you could notice that somebody's taking a shortcut. Okay, what is the intended outcome here? Okay, ambition. So if these are people, it could be a Libra dealing with a Virgo. Like the plan was to work with a Virgo. I feel like the plan could have been to get a job or a certain career. Or the plan could have been to build something up. All right, what actually occurred here? Somebody may be looking like they're building or working. Okay, yeah, change. So basically, if these are people, it could be something like you thought something was going to be dealing with a Virgo and end up being a Scorpio. But I feel like something was supposed to be repetitive and it didn't. It changed. Excuse me. So something, what was supposed to keep repeating here? So that was the plan. Something was supposed to just be repetitive, blah, blah, blah. But then it switched up. So what was supposed to be on repeat here? Interesting. Courage. Somebody's just supposed to be automatically courageous. There it is. Yeah, superstition is intuition. So something was supposed to make it so that we have courage, or you're automatically supposed to be courageous. Okay, courage to do what? Defense. Say no to what? Block out what? The truth. All right, let's see. What did this change into? So something keeps changing. It's not steady. It's not going to be repetitive. Yeah, defiance. So somebody stops listening. What does somebody end up doing instead? They're like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to that anymore. basically somebody's going to look into something. We have mystery, so that's why I stopped saying what I need to say. All right, so something's supposed to be on a repetitive cycle, easy. It's supposed to just go on autopilot almost. If somebody's intending on getting a job, that may not work because somebody's going to give more information on someone. That could be why. All right, so what energy should you be in when you see this, Aquarius? Whatever you're observing. So you should be in the Strength card. That you may take advice from a Leo. You may take advice from a Leo. Leo is your opposite energy. All right, you got strength, healing, and intuition. All right, so a Leo could be healing somebody's intuition, or a Leo is helping their own intuition, or you're going to heal your own intuition. Because I feel like we're seeing that something is not working. Let me get 4 cards for what you see, really. Yeah, the Tower. It's like this is a magnifying glass, so it's kind of like looking closer at something. You're like, wait, hold on. That's not working, or it's not built right, or okay. Let's see 4 cards. Let's see what you're actually looking at first. Damn, that came right back out. The Tower. Tarot cards are crazy. All right. The 6 of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and then the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're looking. I see you looking at it. You're looking. If you're looking at the Daughter of Knives, that could be the Libra. You could be watching them kind of rush. They're rushing. Maybe they're taking a shortcut. You can see where something went wrong, the Tower. I feel like, too, this must be unexpected because the Tower is a shift. So what else is what's the unexpected result of the Tower? Oh, love. Somebody does not realize that they're going to have to do something generous for somebody. Like, that's not a part of their plan. What else did somebody intend on here? Something's not a part of their plan. Yeah, attitude. That was Libra's reading. They had attitude. Something's supposed to be viewed a certain way. If this is a person, something's supposed to be viewed in a certain manner so that they're not loved or cared for, or that's kind of what I'm getting. Or because it's like somebody thought something was going to work because of how they view it. So how did somebody view this scenario? Okay, what? Somebody viewed something as a superstition. Huh? So, oh, somebody, okay, this is the thing, right? Their perspective was like, if you're guided by your worries, you need to change and you need to be courageous. Somebody may think like you're always supposed to be courageous or something like that. That is all perspective. I'm not sure what that has to do with the love part. All right, so y'all know the last couple of readings, baby. All right, so what are you going to do with this information then? There you go. You're observing. Yeah, I feel like you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. You're observing this. What are you deciding to ignore right here? I feel like, too, you're like, well, I'm not going to listen to you then. What is somebody trying to lead you to do? Yeah, the Hierophant, respect. Maybe they're trying to lead you to work with a Taurus, or they're trying to lead you to follow some sort of rules or regulations. Yeah, it's not working. See, the plan was for something to be perpetual, but that only happens if you listen to a rule or regulation, or like, you're like, I'm not going to follow the same thing that you're doing because it didn't work. Somebody literally is like have respect for this. I built this. This is a good strategy or something like that, but it doesn't work. Something is, it's not real. So, all right. So what are you deciding to do instead? Yeah, there's judgment. So you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. All right. You may give somebody that advice. Ooh, my bad, y'all. I need to put some oil in my hair. All right, so that was Aquarius. Y'all reading was pretty simple because I feel like you're already observing something. All right, Pisces is last but not least today. All right, Pisces, before I leave, y'all, make sure y'all check out YouTube so y'all can see the timestamp version. And thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all get your readings from my store only. I won't DM you. All right, so let's see. Let me get one more kind of good shuffle there. Check out the Zodiac jewelry too, my little tarnish resistant gold necklaces. If I can wear it with all the shea butter I be wearing, then it definitely will not tarnish. All right, Pisces. What's the energy surrounding the Pisces here? Okay, Sagittarius energy, angel. If you don't know what Sagittarius, this could be about patience, taking your time, managing your emotions. All right, so a Sagittarius is the center here. All right, what role do you play here, Pisces? Okay, leadership. So you could be, I don't know if you're leading a Sagittarius. This could also be about teaching and you're the teacher. But your leadership, you're older, you're initiating something, you're the first to do something here. All right, so what are you leading people to do? Okay, we got the strength card. So there's Leo energy, hustle, hustle, and leadership. Okay, so you're making sure that a Leo pays you. You're the first to get paid by this Leo and in order. I feel like, too, you're leading people like you're like, no, make sure that they pay you first. So your major thing is to make sure that the Leo pays you for something, for you to plan it, organize it. So let's see. So what is the Sagittarius's role in your reading? Because that's the center of it. Or you could have Sag placements. All right, what's the Sag's role here? They're changing something. Okay, what was going on before? Humor. What are they changing this into? Okay, focus. All right. Focus, mystery, order first. So what a Sag is doing, first of all, is they're learning to get more information. They're going to find out all the information first before going ahead and doing something. If they were doing something from like a fantastical standpoint or they were indulging or something like that, they're like, okay, let me focus. I was chilling, I was happy, but let me go ahead and focus on this, that, and the third. Okay, so they're changing that scenario. I don't, well, so what, how does that affect you though? Maybe you taught them this. You could be teaching them this, but what does that say? So what does that have to do with you? Because I feel like they're changing that within themselves. Okay, passion, luck, voice, and confidence. You may have told them to do this. You may have given them advice on this. All right, so let's see. Let's get 8 cards. I forgot to do all my I didn't clip nothing today. All right, let's see. You got the 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands, Ace of Swords. So there's a new perspective. There's the Star. So a new perspective on an Aquarius energy. There's a Temperance. So I was telling you guys with the Sag and Aquarius energy where I was saying that Aquariuses aren't, they kind of look into things. That is what the Sag was learning or something like that. All right, so we got a new perspective on Aquarius and Sagittarius energy. All right, Queen of Pentacles, a Chariot. There's a Page of Swords. So a Sag is giving something to a Cancer. That Cancer is supposed to do something out of love. They are going to like clarify something for someone. All right, a Sag could have been doing something for a Cancer, and now they're like more focused. I'm not sure. Let's see what's the star card here for you. Okay, style. So it's like Aquarius and Cancer are in the same elements. They're moving forward with something. Okay, so they're kind of all in the same elements a little bit here. Okay, what was our old perspective? I see that we are able to see something clearly. There was a situation with also indecisiveness. All right, and I feel like that's giving us a new perspective on what to observe. What was the old perspective here? Attitude. Okay. What is our new perspective moving forward? Okay, power. Yeah, luck. So somebody feels like they have power over their own time, destiny. So I feel like that's what this is. Somebody feels like they have power over their own luck. I feel like you taught someone that. Okay. What makes somebody realize this? Like they have the power over their own fortune. Okay, it looks like somebody was able to create something positive here. So this creation part actually worked. So they built up something, they had the courage to create it. And then there's the rules and regulations. People are respecting the rules and regulations. Here we have innovation. So I feel like something here works because we have all the tools to make it work. We protect what we're working on. So I feel like something here continues to work out. All right, so somebody's like, okay, I got power over this. My opportunity, I'm doing well with this opportunity here. What else does somebody have the opportunity to do? Yeah, we got truth, courage, defense, and then truth again. So it's like somebody knows when to be courageous and when not to be. I'm also getting to somebody is realizing the power of proximity with something. How many people are around? What are you putting your time into? What are you putting your energy into? So that's why that energy is changing their focus. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Pisces? So you got fight, superstition, voice, and humor. So if you told, I don't know if you told a Sagittarius something, I wouldn't don't feel conflicted because they actually listened to you. They took your advice. So I wouldn't, if you feel conflicted about it, they did take your advice. All right, what's the outcome here for you? Yeah, versatility, style, mood, defense, and healing. Okay, somebody might block out wanting to heal something. I wouldn't do that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you. And yeah, book y'all readings at the link in my bios. I appreciate y'all watching. I will be back tomorrow. All right, we're going to continue doing first come, first serve. So if you want your reading done early, come in there and drop your signs in the chat. Also, I keep forgetting to tell y'all, I do the $5 questions if y'all catch me live, but I'll let y'all know next time. But offline, they're $33 for a reading. And peace out.